Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored in the house and I'm in the house.
Guys, all TikToks aside, I'm getting kind of bored. You know, I'm actually an introvert, so when this whole thing started, it kind of felt like a mini vacation, you know, a break from everything that I had to do, and I'm sure it sort of felt like a break from everything you had to do. You know, no school, no responsibilities. You don't even have to change out of your pajamas. You can just stay. You know, pants were optional, right? But I'm kind of getting over it. I never thought I'd say it, but I'm kind of getting sick and tired of sitting in my chair, sitting in my couch, right? Okay, so last week we hit the rewind, right? And we talked about the benefit of looking back and keeping track of the days, because it can help us gain perspective, right? It can help us remember where we've come. So last week we rewound, and this week we're gonna hit the pause. But really, that's what we've been doing this whole time, right? This whole time, we've just been sitting on pause. You know, this has been one huge pause button in our lives, right? This, you know, a pause on school, at least the way you've known it, right? Pause on activities, pause on social interaction, pause on sports, pause on church, holidays with family. Oh my gosh. You know, we're in the midst of this great big pause, and it kind of sucks. And so this pause that we're experiencing right now is really just it's a massive historical event. We're living through something you and students and everyone will learn about in school one day. You know, we will be hearing statistics about the effects of the coronavirus, you know, for years to come. You're experiencing a huge moment in history that will define your generation. You know, kind of like 9/11 did, or the assassination of JFK, right? Yet we're just stuck at home. You know, we're just stuck at home. We're bored, and it's hard to grasp the reality of what is happening around us. Sure, we see it in the news. We hear stories of people who've been tested positive. We see all the we see all the posts from celebrities and healthcare workers urging us to stay at home. And so we do, right? It makes sense. So we've hit pause all of a sudden on life. And it feels boring. Maybe this boredom is a blessing, though. I know, sounds crazy, but it's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We probably haven't been as grateful as we could be for what the great pause is teaching us. See, right now, everything feels repetitive. You know, I wake up and spend every day with the same people, right? In the same place, doing the same things. So some of us have figured out how to manage this whole thing, this whole situation, while others, you know, are really struggling.
The difference between those of us who are struggling and those who are striving is hope. Faith is the belief that God exists and has the power to give us happiness. Hope is the confidence that He will actually do that. So to get through this tough time, we need that hope. And we find hope by being part of a community. That's why it's so important to keep going to Mass online, to stay in touch with other people from youth group, to reach out to us so that we can support you if you're going through something difficult. Think about how to be creative during this pause. Imagine the possibilities. You know, see the opportunity that we have. I think it's the ability to pause that gives us peace. When Jesus first came to the disciples after His resurrection, the first thing He says to them is, "Peace be with you." Now, that wasn't an uncommon phrase at the time to say to a group of friends. However, in this moment, there's a different feeling to the phrase because they're in a great pause themselves. The disciples at the time were gathering to compare notes, to figure out what was going on. They'd seen the empty tomb, the burial cloths left behind, and they were full of doubt, they were confused, they were full of fear. They were afraid for their lives. I mean, the doors were locked. This meeting was in secret, only between those they all trusted. And then Jesus just walks in. He just appears to them through the locked doors and says, "Peace be with you." You know, in that moment, Jesus isn't simply saying hi to his disciples. He's granting them peace. He's giving them peace in this moment of crisis. His sudden appearance in the midst of them when they were full of doubts concerning him, full of fears concerning themselves, it took them by a little bit of shock, obviously. But all of those feelings, all of their thoughts and questions are calmed with his words, "Peace be with you." The ability to pause gives us peace. You know, Jesus paused their fears, their doubts, their confusion. He washed all of that away with his peace. So whatever you're feeling during this time, you know, it could be loneliness, aggravation, confusion, boredom, fear, annoyance. All of that makes sense. But Jesus wants to wash it away with his peace. You know, however you're feeling right now, you're allowed to feel exactly that way. And however you feel is okay. Acknowledge that, name it, and offer it to Jesus. Because he wants to grant you peace. He doesn't want you to be overwhelmed or anxious. He wants you to have peace. And he'll give it to you. But we need to do our parts and pause in order to find that peace and to hit the refresh.
This week, we are calling you to simply take a moment to pause. You know, we're all going to be doing it too. I'm going to be doing it right along with you. And we want you to take a walk for at least half an hour or so. You know, leave your phone at home, put it set away. And then during your walk, maybe sort of reflect and think about where you need peace in your life right now. You know, and then say a quick little prayer, just asking Jesus for that peace. You know, and if you get distracted, that's okay. You know, repeat the words of Jesus to yourself. Peace be with you. So this week, pause. Just take a bit of a pause. Remember that boredom is okay. It's okay to be bored sometimes. Boredom can be a blessing, and that the ability to pause is what can give us peace, right? And so you're allowed to feel exactly how you feel, you know, however you feel is totally okay. So offer it up to God, acknowledge it, and then try and focus on things you can do instead of what you can't, right? Boredom is a blessing. It's the ability to pause, to reflect and take in what is happening, right? To reflect, to take in what is happening, all that allows for peace to take place.